The death of George Floyd opened old wounds here in Fort Worth, where families have been demanding change within the police department since long before this summer's protests.
No justice?
Zion Carr is the nephew of Tatiana Jefferson, who on October 12th was shot and killed by former Fort Worth police officer Aaron Dean after he'd been called to Jefferson's home for a welfare check. Dean is now charged with murder, but advocates have long argued more needs to be done.
Enough is enough. Black Lives Matter. Defund the police.
In mid-August, Police Chief Ed Kraus announced changes are on the way.
There's a lot of opportunity for improvements.
With the support of Mayor Betsy Price, Kraus plans to reduce funding for things like equipment, infrastructure, and enhanced enforcement in next year's Crime Control and Prevention District budget, and instead funnel about $1.7 million to community-based programs and $250,000 for after-school programs. Money would also be set aside to train and certify all officers as mental health peace officers and create a team of 10 civilians that could respond to nonviolent calls like the one that came in the night Jefferson was killed. While some applaud the changes, others, like pastor and activist Kiev Tatum, say they don't go far enough.
But that's not going to bring real reform.
Since last fall, Tatum and other community leaders have called for federal oversight of Fort Worth police through a consent decree, through which the U.S. Department of Justice monitors city police until the DOJ's standards are met. Until that happens, Tatum says the Fort Worth Police Department is only accountable to itself and the city leaders who approve the budgets.
Right now, they're making all the decisions and they're asking us to shut up and accept it, and we're just not going to shut up and accept it.
In Fort Worth, I'm Eric Alvarez.